Good morning, Grandmama Rose.
Good morning, honey.
You're spotted.
I am. I stay spotted most of the time. Y'all, we're going to do something today. I don't eat it, but Roy loves it, so I'm fixing it for him and for our son, Mike. And it's going to be called seafood chowder.
Yum.
I haven't looked up a recipe for it, and somebody gave me, let me show you, some white meat crab. Matter of fact, my daughter did. She brought me about 4 cans of this and 4 cans of tiny shrimp. And you can use the shrimp in a shrimp salad, and you could make crab salad out of this. I don't know, but Roy and Mike love seafood.
Yep.
So this is kind of like minced crab. I mean, it smells just like crab, but it's white crab meat, and it says wild caught. And it's Bumblebee puts it out. Now I use Bumblebee tuna, but I've never bought the crab meat and the shrimp in a can. But we're gonna try it today. It should be good in a gumbo, or chowder. You can use the imitation crab. You can use the real crab chunks if you want to, but this is what I had. So this is what I'm going to use today. If I was making crab salad or something like that, I probably would use the crab chunks, but this will be good, I think, in the crab chowder. So I'm cutting up some onions. I'm going to turn my burner on medium, and I'm going to cut up, this is a half of a large onion, and I've got some carrots grated up here, shredded up. So I'm not going to use this whole onion. I'm just going to use half of it. So what I'm going to do, y'all, I am going to put my carrots and my onions. I've got about 2 tablespoons of butter back here in my, can you see it, baby? Back here in my pan. They haven't quite melted yet, but that's all right. I'm going to saute my onions and my carrots a little bit before I put my other ingredients in. Now, I have not made a chowder in a long time. I didn't even look up a recipe. This is just what I'm going to put in mine. I had some roasted, some whole kernel fire roasted corn. I would have put regular corn, but I didn't have any. So first I opened a can of Southwestern corn, and I said, nah, I don't think so. I don't want those peppers in it. So we got fire roasted corn. If you have frozen corn, use it. And instead of potatoes, I'm using navy beans. And I did not drain my navy beans. I drained my corn, and I drained my tiny shrimp. I did not drain my minced crab meat. So I'm going to use navy beans instead of potatoes. You can use potatoes if you want to.
But it's not as low in carbs.
It's not as low in carbs, and it's not as low, the beans doesn't spike your insulin level like potato will. So that's the reason I'm using beans today. But if you want potatoes in yours, by all means, you use potatoes. So, all right, it's going to be very simple. Salt, pepper, and just a teeny bit of cayenne. That's all the seasonings I'm putting in. My navy beans, my corn. We're using heavy cream, some heavy cream, and some whole milk. I don't want to use, if you want to really cut your carbs, mix heavy cream with water. Half heavy cream, half water. That way you won't have to use the milk, because there is 1 gram of carb in our heavy cream. So if you mix it half and half with water, then you won't be using the whole milk, and it'll cut your carbs. So I always like to give you alternatives.
And And a lot of people are going to say, well, you're using the corn, you're using the beans.
Yep.
Well, there's a different theory about the way we live because we're not dieting. We win battle after battle after battle. And every time we reduce the carb load in foods, that's a victory for us.
Yeah.
It keeps you from regaining your weight.
Yep.
And it's healthier. It's less likely to do something negative to your blood sugar. And if you'll just watch what foods that we put, like corn, if you're really tight on your glycemic load, your insulin response, then reduce the things that you can't eat
Instead
and
of
keep
a whole
cooking.
can of corn, use a half a can.
Right.
Use a half a cup.
That's
you
right.
just make this. I'm showing you how I make it. But you know what you're eating. You know what your dietary needs are. So you just can use this basic recipe and adjust it to the way that you need to eat.
Every meal doesn't have to be a zero carb. If you win the carb battle for a year, you have lost some weight, let me tell you.
That's right.
And it doesn't mean that you don't have some meals that are higher in carbs than others.
Okay, I just added my beans because I cut my carrots and my onions really, really small, so I sauteed them just a little bit in that 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead and add my corn, and if you look at this, that's the little black specks. That's where it was fire roasted. I think that's just going to give it an element of flavor that you wouldn't have if you used just plain corn. All right, now to this, I'm going to add, this is a half a teaspoon. I got a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper, and I'm probably going to have to add more salt. I'll let Roy taste of it so y'all can find out. All right, your corn and your beans are done, so you don't have to cook them. All right, y'all, this is quick and easy. So quick. Now, in the shrimp, you can use fresh shrimp. I would just cut it up in small pieces. You can use the popcorn shrimp. You can use the smaller shrimp. That's just up to you. All right, I'm putting 2 cups of heavy cream in here. Now, this is a chowder, so you want it kind of thick. And I'm going to put 1 cup of milk.
I'll go ahead and put 2 cups of milk.
No, I don't.
I love the liquid.
Yeah, but I don't want a soup. It's a chowder, so it's supposed to be a little thick. All right, but when I add my now I am not gonna let this boil. You do not let your milk and your heavy cream boil. You just bring it up to where it's really, really hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add my crab meat. Now, I had 1 can of the crab, 2 cans of the tiny shrimp. I've never used either one of these, so.
Well, you wouldn't. You don't like eating it.
No, I don't.
But I loves it.
Y'all, I love lobster. Love lobster, but I don't like shrimp, scallops, oysters.
You love butterfly shrimp.
Not anymore.
You don't?
Mm-mm. I tried some the other day, and it's just got too much iodine for me. What is, oh my goodness, y'all look at that. That was covering the shrimp, and okay, there we go.
I would have eaten it anyway.
All right. I'm going to let this, y'all, this is so quick and easy.
This is like cheating.
Yeah. Especially if you use the cans. And the fresh, yes, is better than the cans, but if that's what you have in your pantry and you want something really quick, then
There's going to be some cold winter nights coming up, and sometimes you'll just come from work and you're covered in snow and ice, and man,
not in the South.
in 15 minutes you could have this ready for the table.
Yeah. All right, honey, I want you to taste of it for me and let me know if it needs more salt. I think it needs some more pepper.
A little more pepper.
A little more pepper. Salt.
Good bit more pepper. And some more salt.
Okay. So that's 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt. Yeah, we kind of like to see our pepper
If
floating
you can't
around.
see your pepper floating around in chowder, you don't have enough pepper.
You don't have enough pepper in it. Okay. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna put just a teeny bit of cayenne because our son Mike can't have much heat at all. So Roy can add a little bit more to his when he gets it in his bowl if he wants.
That'll probably be enough. I don't have to have much.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't take but just a tad of the ground cayenne.
We call it the threat of heat.
Yeah.
We don't really want it hot. We just want to know there's
That's
a threat there.
All right, now y'all, look in here. This is chowder. Now you can put celery in here if you want to, but I don't have celery, so I'm not going to add any to it. But see how thick that is?
You want me to taste again?
That's chowder, yes. I know we're double dipping, but it's all in the family, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Need any more salt, pepper?
A little more salt and a little more pepper.
I don't want too much pepper now. All right, that was a cheese. I'm not going to put any more pepper. You can add
salt.
some.
Okay,
you
I'll
add
just
some
do it at the
your-
table. Yeah, that'll be fine.
when you get it in your bowl.
Because Mike might.
Yeah, he can't. He has GERD, so we have to be careful. I have to be careful with seasonings when I'm cooking for him.
Now, if somebody wanted some peppers in this, they could put some peppers in it.
Sure, you can put anything you want in it.
Yeah.
But this is just, I think, like I say, I didn't look up a recipe, but I think this is kind of like your traditional, except I put
No
beans
potatoes,
instead of
yeah.
potatoes. But I think this might be your traditional chowder. I mean, it's good for y'all anyway. It's good for us anyway. Or
Good
not
for
us,
us.
but for Roy and Roy and Mike. So I'm going to let this just what Mama used to say, scald. S-C-A-L-D, S-C-A-U-L-D, S-C-A-L-D. In other words, she's just going to let her milk scald. She's not going to let it come to a boil. When around the edges of this pan, when it just begins to form little bubbles, then you turn it off. Because if not, it's going to boil, and you do not want your cream or your milk to boil. So I'm just going to let it sit here for like until I see those little bubbles around the side, and then Roy is going to give it a taste for you. Not Roy. Okay, y'all. Roy's ready to give us a taste test.
If you love seafood, this is good.
Y'all look at that. And if that ain't chowder.
This is chowder. Now, I like more pepper. Mike might not, so I like to be able to see the pepper float.
Okay.
Also,
What else you got there, baby?
Rose has shown you how to take 0 carb, and in this case it's sriracha ranch pieces. Stick them in the microwave for 30 seconds. If they're not on a plate, if you put them on the plate, you just have to cook them till they get crisp and hard and
Crunchy.
become crackers. And that's what you want, is a cracker with this. So that's what I've got. Let me stir this pepper in.
I tasted of it, y'all, to make sure Roy's salt meter is not like mine. And it's delicious. Even though I'm not a seafood lover, it's really, really good. It doesn't have y'all hear that crunch? It doesn't have a real seafoody.
But this is delicious. Just depends.
All right, y'all.
Folks, this is delicious.
Make you
Yes.
some seafood chowder.
Come in on a cold day.
It's soon gonna be turning cold, and it may be already cold in some of the northern states or western states. I
You
don't
can
know.
have this ready in under 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, simple.
So-
Especially if you use the ingredients I did.
Food feeds the family. Family feeds our whole soul, especially if your grandmamas and granddaddies. And God feeds the heart. Feeds the soul. I got it wrong, but anyway, I'm gonna eat this.
Everybody knows the meaning. We'll see y'all next time.